Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Friends, this is day 2 of the viral fever. I'm not feeling very good, and it's easy for me to edit out my coughs if I'm not doing a video. That's why you're seeing a still screen. I hope to get better maybe in another 4 days and start doing videos again. But today I want to talk to you about all the things that I did in the market this morning. I was up on the terminal right away as soon as the market opened, and before the market opened itself, I had set up stocks to sell. I'll talk about this. I'll exactly explain what I have done, and I'll explain to you why I think I needed to sell. And I would look forward to your feedback in the comment section below, because most of us try to make our best possible guess of which direction the market is going to move. Sometimes we are right, bang on. Sometimes we are wrong. Time will tell whether I was right selling it today or I was wrong. But getting your feedback will be very interesting. With that said, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. So what I did was I went ahead and set up orders to sell most of my holdings. So the way my holdings are structured is I have multiple accounts for me and my wife, and some are USD accounts and some are Canadian accounts. And in the Canadian accounts, I have Canadian shares as well as Canadian depository receipts, which are hedged. These are of US companies like Intel, Tesla, Apple, and all those companies, big companies. So I get to play on the US stock market within Canada. So that's how I accumulate positions on good companies. And today I want to tell you all the shares that I have sold today and the reason why. So, well, I sold Apple, CDRs, and I sold Google. Half of the Google holdings I sold and kept the other half with me. And I sold all of Microsoft that I had. I also sold one more company, FNGU, which is an ETF, and realized all the profits because after a long time, I saw that most of my accounts were profitable in the sense that the book value was less than the market value. And then I'm looking at these patterns out here. Okay, now we are in QQQ here, which is a NASDAQ ETF. And if you look at the cup and handle pattern, it seems very tempting that potentially we could go up all the way to 493.52. And this area is daunting, and we already had a rejection from there. And today's candle ended below where it was yesterday. So we were down 0.09%. And if you look at the MACD, it's moving towards the signal line. RSI was overbought. It has cooled down a bit. But overall, I'm asking myself, would I be happy if the market fell and I had still not sold my shares? The answer is no. I would like to book the profits that I already have. And if the markets go up, I don't mind opening a new position again once I'm absolutely certain. But the best thing would be that I have sold it now, which I think is close to the peak, and then the market falls and I buy back the same positions again. These are all good companies. I'm not selling because they are bad or anything like that. I'm selling them because I think they're overvalued and they're overstretched. If you look at NASDAQ also, we are almost close to all-time highs. And that's a very scary thing, especially with a huge resistance band out there. So I thought I will play it easy. Now, if I was to look at SPY, right, S&P 500, S&P 500 also made a red candle today, and there is a gap up which needs to be covered. So even though the cup and handle seems tempting, there are some resistances here, and there is this gap up. 1, 2, 3 gap ups are there. So the uptick has not been orderly. So I'm a bit concerned about it. And if we were to look at Dow Jones Industrial Average, it also had a red candle today. So it was also down -14%. So the question is the MACD indicating that things are going to slow down? Everything has been overbought on the RSI. Now, if you look at S&P 500 also, it's overbought, and MACD is moving towards the signal line. So those things really concern me, and I thought I'll go ahead and just sell my shares. Russell did better, yeah, but it was still below where it closed yesterday. The fact that it's a green candle is only because it opened lower and closed higher. So that's why we have a green candle. Other than that, it is still in the negative territory. And guess what has gone positive? It is the VIX. So VIX has done a trend reversal out here, and it has done such reversals many times before, well before this level had been achieved. So this could be one of those times when it turns around and then heads back up, or maybe tomorrow it might even come down to test 11.42, but I don't want to take the chance. And if I look at the MACD, it's moving towards the signal line, and it's still bearish, but it's tending to be bullish, but the momentum is very weak. So I think that overall, on balance, after looking at all this, and then of course the US dollar index, right? The US dollar index is going up. So when the US dollar index goes up, I think the money goes into another area and the stocks tend to come down. And of course, then there is this very big indicator out here, which is called as put call ratio. Now put call ratio is at 1.21. So you don't look at put call ratio in isolation, but circumstantial evidence plus put call ratio indicates that if put call ratio is above 1, then bearish sentiment is growing in the market. So I think that bearish sentiment is growing in the market. I take all of these together and make a decision. Then I have this also for you. This is S&P 500 stocks which are above that 20-day average, and they have all come to a resistance from where they have bounced down before. So S&P 500 I think is overextended. MACD is also moving towards the signal line, and momentum is also slagging. And if you see S&P 500 stocks above 50-day average, it also reversed yesterday's gains. And again, MACD is moving towards the signal line. So maybe there is not much juice left in the market. If there is a little bit left, I don't mind. Let it go through. I don't mind losing those gains, but I would rather be certain that whatever profits I have generated, I can hold up. So for example, in FNGU, I had almost a 32% profit. So I was not going to let it go. So I sold FNGU. Now, if you look at what happened later on in the day, FNGU dropped minus 0.70. So I got a very good price for FNGU during the day, very early in the morning. And then I also sold Google, half of my holdings. Google has not done well today. The candle is green, but it closed below yesterday's closing. Apple also closed below yesterday's closing. Things are not looking great. You see the MACD is also trending towards the signal line. So overall, let's go for Microsoft as well. Microsoft also, MACD is moving towards the signal line. RSI is overbought. So friends, I think I made the right decision by selling these stocks that I had and booking my profit. Now, it is possible that people will move from these highly gained stocks to somewhere where they can park the money and where there's a chance of growth. And that place could be oil and gas index. So people could move into oil and gas because oil prices have been falling for a while. And if you look at the MACD here, it's moving towards, it's crossed over the signal line and become bullish. Momentum is still a bit weak. And I think Saudi Arabia is trying to do something to boost output cuts and push up the price of oil. So probably oil companies might gain some momentum in their pricing. So that's what I am thinking. Let me validate this by looking at, let's go and have a look at oil stocks and see how they have been performing. We rarely look at oil stocks. Let us look at ExxonMobil first. And if you see, this is exactly the opposite of what tech has been doing. Exxon has been going down. Then if you look at Suncor, which is a Canadian oil giant, it has also been going down. And if you look at Shell, Shell has been consolidating on this bullish channel. So there's a bull flag out here. Even if you look at Suncor, it's a bull flag on with a flagpole this long. So there could be a breakout there. And ExxonMobil also looks pretty good to me because MACD has turned bullish. And I just expect the momentum to start going up once any production cuts are announced. People need some place to park their money to ride the price up. So having ridden the price up with the FANG stocks, I think people are looking for other places to put it, which could be commodities or any other place. So that's what I'm thinking, and that's the reason why I sold all my stocks. I still have stocks. I have retained Berkshire Hathaway, again, Canadian Depository Receipts. I'm never selling that. I sold it once and I had great difficulty getting back into the position. So I'm not selling it. So I got Berkshire Hathaway and I got half of my Google position still in hand. And there are a bunch of non-profitable shares that I have. Of course, I have TD Bank, which is a Canadian major bank, and it's positive, and I'm going to keep it for a longer term because under the new mortgage charter, the government is allowing increasing the amortization period, which means more money for the banks. So I'm going to keep it there, and that also reduces the risk on the bank's balance sheet of default because if people can increase their amortization and still manage to stay in the home, they would do that. Of course, it's going to screw up the economy, but that's a different issue altogether. But the banks are going to do well. So I'm going to keep that with me. And of course, I have CRISPR Therapeutics, which is doing extremely well. And I've got Bluebird Bio. I was trying to sell calls for Bluebird Bio, but did not get the margin that I wanted. So it's an open order. It's still waiting. And if I get that, I'll take it. My Ginkgo Bioworks is languishing. It's almost 50% in the red. So not at all happy about that situation, but I think it's going to improve in due course. I haven't put too much of money into it, so I'm not too worried about it. So friends, that's all from me. I just wanted to let you know that I've actually taken action and I have done what my conviction told me. I would like to hear from you guys about whether you think I did the right thing or I should have held on to the FANG stocks for more profits. Do you think that the cup and handle pattern on all these indices is going to mature, or do you think it's going to fizzle out? Because cup and handles do fizzle out. We have seen that before. So please put that all in the comment. I'll be very keen to hear your feedback and your opinion and ideas. With that, I would like to end this video. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.